And I'm excited to be here. I don't know if you guys know, Merce and I went to school together. She's an O and I'm an M, so we went to homeroom together, moved together. I have a little gift for her for having me here.
Aw.
And if you look inside, it says, "Be glad in the Lord and rejoice," Psalm 32:11. You can use this as that. Or you can use it as a lid to keep your coffee warm. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We're just glad you came all the way. Thank you.
This is what I love to do. This is what God called me to do, and this is what I do. So it's part of the ministry. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Debi Hartzell, the Practical Health Nut. I'm on Facebook. I have a website. I go around and help women get healthy. Usually I'm almost all women, usually women over 30. That's my specialty. I make nutrition. My goal is to make nutrition fun and easy. You probably hear all the time about all these different things. You should eat this, shouldn't eat that. Should eat this, shouldn't eat that. Is it overwhelming? So I try to make it very, very, very easy. Years ago I was over 200 pounds, had no focus, no energy, no nothing. I could have just sat on the couch all day except I had to work. But I was a morning person, so I started getting up in the morning and walking. My daughter was 3, she's now 22. And I'm just gonna walk I gotta start doing something. My friend and I started walking together. Walked and walked and walked and was feeling great. Weight was coming off, but by noon, done. By noon I take a Diet Coke, eat my lunch, another Diet Coke. I was a Diet Coke fanatic. I don't touch Diet Coke ever. And if anybody here drinks soda, we're gonna cut you out. First thing you're gonna cut out is soda, diet or otherwise. Right, Edward? So by the time 4 o'clock came and I had to walk up my steps to the townhouse, I'd be, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could do it. Half the time I didn't feel like cooking dinner, but I thought, I'm drinking another Diet Coke. Well, then I didn't sleep good. It was this vicious cycle. About 3 years ago, a friend introduced me to a book called Beyond Diet, to an author about Beyond Diet, where it's not about dieting, it's about changing the way that you eat. So other than my book and the Bible, this is the third book you should all have in your house. It makes it very easy. It explains in real simple, easy terms why women especially can't lose weight. Her name is Isabel. I don't have Isabel de los Rios. It's just called Beyond Diet. She's on Facebook too. She's on the internet. It is wonderful. And she starts out by telling you, if you were eating, let's say, donuts, cakes, muffins, bagels, breakfast cereals, when you wake up in the morning, you start your blood sugar up like this. You are doomed to crash. You are just doomed to crash. You cannot start on sugar. So we'll teach you how to get some protein in your breakfasts, how to start off the day right, rather than, even though we've been eating really well. So the other day, we picked a cart for inspection, and we got a bagel with egg, pork roll, and cheese. Did we not both feel like crap the whole ride? We were saying, we're never doing this again, ever. It just felt like it would taste so good. When you start eating right, you start doing your vitamin program and doing things, you start to realize your body's saying, this is what I'm supposed to do. And it thanks you. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Let me show you what I'm supposed to be doing if you treat me right. See this right here? Let me find it. This is your doctor. Everything you put on this fork determines how you're going to feel the rest of the day. So it's up to you. What's your choice? You can still eat and have fun and eat good things. The 80-20 rule is what we go by. 80% good, at 20%, you'll start noticing when you eat the 20% that you're not feeling as good as you felt before. Everything that you stick on this fork, you should think about before you put it here. And that's the big thing to remember. We're talking a lot of things about forks today. Then I decided, after I lost all this weight with this Beyond Diet, that I was going to go to college at 54 and go back to school and get a degree in nutrition. So I went to IIN, that's those little books you see there. It's an Institute for Integrative Nutrition where they teach you how to be a health coach. So now I'm a certified health coach, and I love every moment of it. They don't just teach you about what to eat, they teach you about why women crave certain foods. Why do we crave things? Nobody here craves anything, right? No, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, bread, nah, I don't need it. I will tell you, when you stop eating bread, you really don't crave it. Give yourself, and that's like the 8-week study, give yourself a couple weeks, you won't even miss it. And then as soon as you eat that first couple of bites, you'll have it back. Bread is, usually I have it, I forgot. I said, I forgot my Wonder Bread. Bread is the worst thing, especially white. Even your whole wheat breads that you get at the store, if you look, the ingredients are just this long. They put everything in it to make it taste sweet and good and make your body want more. Manufacturers have done this on purpose so that you keep craving that crappy bread. It's not as good, the real healthy bread is not as good as that crappy bread. That's how they made it, so that you keep on wanting to eat it. So you have to say, here's your fork in the road, again a fork. Am I gonna go this path? Am I gonna eat that crappy bread that makes me want to keep eating that crap? Or am I gonna take this path and start eating the stuff that I know is gonna make me better? Everybody wants to be healthy. I do meet a person that says, I don't wanna be healthy. But you have to choose to be healthy. It's not easy, because I will tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an emotional eater. We have emotional eaters here. Last year, my husband lost his job after his triple bypass. He couldn't walk the plant. So money went, my son, who was a juvenile diabetic, went into renal failure. So he's on dialysis 3 days a week, and he's blind. And he's only 30 years old. He owned his own business. He lost his business because he couldn't keep up with it because of that. So my mom just passed away about a month and 2 ago. So all this came, and I'm just stuffing food in. And I said to my husband, I said, how can I do this and teach women how to eat when I am eating on this emotional roller coaster? So now this is the point now where I'm stopping again. But if you're coming here to be a size 2, you're here for the wrong reason, because my bones aren't a size 2. You know what I mean? And I'm very active, I'm very healthy. I'm here to be healthy and to be active. I don't want to be heavy, but I put some of this on and I know it'll come off. But it's so easy for women to just sit there and eat, and because we're taught to keep everything inside, and we're taught to be the caregiver, the caretaker, and when we do that, we suppress everything that's inside of us. So sometimes we just have to whip it out, rip it off, and say, you know what, this is about me, and go to the Lord. And ask God to give. That's what's all, every day, this is a devotion every day for 8 weeks, that you go to God and ask Him to please give you the strength to make your body, your temple, the Lord's temple, to make it strong and to make it do what He wants you to do. Now the name of the book is The Path to Health and Wellness. So everything goes under the acronym PATH, path. Because God, as we all know, knows your path. First, you know that. He knew your path before you were born. And we take that other fork, not only in health and wellness, but also any choices. God loves when you make good choices, whether it be in your life, in your food, in anything. That is what He wants from you. So you have to remember each and every morning, start your day with the Lord and ask Him, God, you know, it's so hard. It's so much easier, no matter what the choice would be, whether it's, you know, whatever sin, whatever you choose. And also, not that eating bad is a sin, but this is another choice that God wants your body to be healthy. So we're going to look into our little folders there. We're going to pick out our first paper. It's enough about me now, because we're going to start getting into the food and the fun. 10 simple things healthy people do each day to stay fit. What's the first thing they do? Someone tell me.
Hydrate.
Hydrate. First thing in the morning, when you wake up, Ed, what's the first thing I do in the morning when I get up besides take my Thrive?
Lemon water.
Did everybody fill out one of the, I only have 2, where's the other ones?
Oh, we didn't.
Hold them up. We're gonna pick somebody who's going to win this lemon squeezer. Cut your lemon in half, squeeze it, and just dump it in some warm water in the morning. And that, Merce, did you put one
I
in?
did not get one.
Well, I'll tell you, this little slacking. Where's my secretary?
Must be with mine.
No, I'm right here.
No, he slacks all the time. Here we go. Lemon water starts your digestive, this is before you eat anything else. Start your digestive juices flowing, and get your body going the way it's supposed to in the morning before you do anything else. So this is all you do with this, just pop it on. We're gonna pick a name as soon as Merce gets one in there. Now I lost my basket. Oh, we gotta fold this one up so we can't see it. Drop it in. Joe, you wanna come over here and pick out a name? Pick out a paper? See who won. Who wins the citrus juicer? It is June. Who's June? June. Now this means you start your day with lemon water as of tomorrow. No soda. On the day you start, you want that little crave of sugar. Just that one soda, bitch. You want that sugar.
That soda has water.
Excuses. Number 2.
It's a rough crowd today.
Yeah, they're tough. I love it. I can take it off here. Number 2, we start each day in devotion and prayer. Again, with the book, the 8-week Bible study. You open it up, and inside, it'll start in the beginning when she starts the Bible study. There will be 6 daily devotions. You can do this on your own even before Merce has the Bible study. And it tells you, it's just little things that give you strength, little things to make you think about being a woman, all these little fun things. Some of it's a testimony of things that happened to me in my life that made me stronger and closer to God. But it's just, I did not even ever I never would have thought of writing a book until I got healthy, and all of a sudden the clarity and the focus came in, and God saying, Deb, you have all this stuff in here, write it down. So I give him all the credit for my health and wellness and for the ability to just write this book. I mean, it's just crazy. That just came out of me. I look at some of the things and I think, I can't believe I wrote that. And some of the groups I work with, they just love it. And then when the 8-week Bible studies are like, now what? Well, that's for you guys to figure out. Now when I write my second book, which is written, it's just not done yet, not in print yet, then we'll go from there. But it's just a great way to keep yourself on every day. On the back of every devotion is a journal. To start your day in gratitude, you're going to thank God for your blessings. One little goal you're going to pick that day, something small. I'm not going to drink a soda today. That would be one thing. I'm going to walk 5 minutes today. Anything like that on the back. It's just something fun and something that inspires you to do more each day. What's number 3? Healthy breakfast. That's by eating a low glycemic. I typed all this out for you guys so that you can remember it, because it's as much as I speak, you're not going to remember everything. Low glycemic means low sugar. When you eat sugar, bread, whites, the white flour, the white pasta, the white anything, it shoots your blood sugar up. Good fats. Does anybody know anything about good fats? What's a good fat? Is there such a thing as a good fat? Is there such a thing as a good fat? Absolutely. The biggest, bestest good fat is right here. Coconut oil. I cook with it. I do a lot with it. You want to get your organic coconut oil. I cook my eggs in it in the morning. I do all kinds of stuff with coconut oil. It's amazing. You can also look that up. Google it. You will find out all the good things. During the 8-week Bible study, there is a week where I give you, every week when you do this, I will be sending you papers to hand out. And one will be on coconut oil. It'll give you recipes for coconut oil, and it'll just tell you why it is so beneficial. If I broke everything down today, we'd be here for hours. So I'm just kind of keeping it simple. Another good fat is avocado. Avocado actually is smooth and helps your food digest and go through you. I'm going to show you when we're done a real quick avocado dip to make that as easy as pie. Now you can't eat 5 avocados for breakfast because it is high in calories and it is full fat, but it's actually it's called a low chain trans fat, which is good for your what am I trying to think? Your cholesterol. It raises your good cholesterol and lowers the bad cholesterol. So the bad kind of fats are this lovely vegetable oil, hydrogenized vegetable oil. The worst, margarine, any of that stuff, awful. Just clogs you right up and nothing will come through. So we're going to learn, through that 8-week study, you learn what good fats and bad fats are. This is just a quick, easy example. If you have vegetable oil, we also go through a pantry cleanse. If you have vegetable oil in your house, dump it right now. There's grapeseed oil, there's olive oil, anything but this. And everyone says canola oil. I don't use canola oil, some people do. I don't find it healthy. Soybean oil, almost all the soy in America is GMO'd. Does anybody know what GMO is? And that's the stuff that we learn to stay away from. That's another thing, your body doesn't know how to process them. So it slows your body down and makes your digestive system slower and makes you tired because your body's working so hard to get rid of. You put an avocado in, it goes, oh, avocado, I know what that is, puts it through. When you put in your white flours and your GMOs, your whole body is working on processing to get those foods because it doesn't recognize it. Your liver doesn't recognize it. Your kidney doesn't recognize it. It's working twice as hard to do that. There comes your fatigue. Your body isn't making you better. It's working just to get the food through you that you put in as a bad choice. So that's number 3. Number 4, easy one. We get moving. Right, Bev? 5 minutes a day. And if you have, and I went hiking and sprained my ankles, so I haven't been able to walk all week. And it drives me crazy because once you do it, once you get going, and it's going and going, you just look forward to it. It boosts your adrenaline, does so many good things for your body, even just 5 minutes. If you're watching TV and the commercials come on, get up and walk around your chair 5 times. Real simple. When the commercials are done, sit back down. Even that gets your blood flowing. There was actually finding out that the sitting disease, people sitting and watching TV, kids watching videos, is worse than cigarettes on a person's body. It's the new find. So, getting moving is just as important about what you're putting in your body. Even if you start out at 5 minutes a day. Get a dog. Walk with your dog. That's what I have to do. My dogs go crazy if I don't take them for the 4 miles. Number 5 is most important, and I know because you told me something, I pick on you. Stop drinking calories. And I'm talking about juice. Nope, okay, good. Juice. You know, even milk. We are the only species that drinks milk after childhood. There's other great ways to get calories. I do drink milk once in a great while, but I do the raw organic milk that's not processed. But, even calves don't keep drinking their mother's milk, and we are drinking it. It's because somebody said milk is good, milk does a body good, and they made us all believe that it's good. It's not. That's one of the many, many things that raises your cholesterol and does a whole lot of other crazy stuff. So number 6, anybody want to give me that one? And the biggest thing is what it says after that. You may be surprised at how toxins in your body slow down your metabolism and make you feel sluggish. Food grown with pesticides and animal fed with industrial corn, high fructose corn syrup, same thing, and animal feed fill your body with toxins and slow down digestion, making you tired and sluggish. And eating local, or better yet, local organic eggs. You guys have Wegmans here. The eggs, it's a myth that they raise your cholesterol. The eggs that come from the high fructose or the GMO corn that the chickens are eating are full of cholesterol. You get a real free-range, healthy, organic chicken, those eggs are really good for you. And I probably eat 1 or 2 eggs every day. And that's the good stuff. That's not the crappy, not the 99-cent ShopRite special. Those are the bad eggs that you want to stay away from. And people say, but the organic eggs are $4.20 a dozen. First of all, you get 12. You're not supposed to, you shouldn't have more than 2 a day. So then you're getting 6 meals out of that for $4. What else are you getting a bargain like that with? I make mine with greens. I put greens in it, all kinds of fun stuff. Garlic, I put garlic in everything I eat. I'm the garlic queen. So grass-fed beef and chicken is a great way to clean the toxins out of your system, by eating those clean things, giving you the protein and phytonutrients you need to feel full of energy all day long. One of the weeks, I believe it's week 3, we talk about phytonutrients, how the greens are so good for your eyesight. We used to say eat carrots, eat kale, who eats iceberg lettuce only? And Do you know other countries feed their animals iceberg lettuce? Only in America do we eat our salads with iceberg lettuce. Everything else is the dark greens, the dark greens. It's just a funny little thing. Number 7, we understand the reason why most diets fail. They fail because you're changing everything all at once, and you're not eating anything you love. This is a slow change. Start with your lemon water in the morning. Start with a healthy breakfast. Then you can't buy all this stuff at once. Then start with some organic chicken. Start with some things. Just go slowly. Fill your pantry. Don't throw everything out the first day, but fill it up. Get rid of that and buy something healthy after that. This isn't a diet. This is changing the way you're going to live the rest of your life. And on the back it says try using coconut oil instead of canola oil. And soft-boiled eggs. Wake up 10 minutes earlier to prepare for a healthy day. Get something good in your stomach. Don't run out the door and throw that bagel in your mouth because you didn't have time. One of the biggest things that really works for me is to start journaling. Anybody here journal? It's so refreshing. A little bit. When you get it, do I journal? I have just journals out the gazooty. And when I forget what I did, I can look back and say, oh, that's the day I did that. And it's not a diary, it's a journal, talking about your feelings. And some people do it before they even get up in the morning, before they come out of bed, while everything's fresh in their minds, before the day's work takes over. You would be surprised how that gets everything out of you and calms your nerves for you. Okay, and we learn how to curb our cravings by avoiding the whites. White flour, sugar, processed food, and trigger foods. So if you want to read on, you can read all this and review it all too. So here we have the healthy fats: avocado, raw nuts, which you have in front of you, coconut oil, olive oil, and guess what? 75% dark chocolate. So you can have chocolate, but you can't have Hershey's milk chocolate. It's all filled with, and now actually Hershey's brought into organic food, so they're going to start doing a lot more organic stuff. And step 2 of that craving is to identify your cues. It takes 21 days to form a habit. Once that habit is formed, willpower is no longer required and the change will be a distant memory. So after 3 weeks, when you get rid of bread, you're not going to crave bread because your body's just, it's done. But it doesn't happen overnight. And as soon as you're at a party, you go, oh, I'm going to have that pizza. And there is actually some good pizza things that you can have, and just about starting slowly. Number 9, we have a health coach. I have a health coach. We peer coach each other. She's a health coach too, and we do each other back and forth. Health coaches are your biggest cheerleaders because we believe in you and we know that you can do it. If you don't believe in you, we believe in you. But there's another thing too with this group, and if Merce does the Bible studies, it's a shame you live so far away, but you could probably do it in your church. When she's having a bad day, Bev can hold her up. When you're having a bad day, Merce can build you up in the Lord. When she's having a bad day, you stick together, you share things, you become tight. And when women are healthy and working together on a healthy goal, walking 5 or 10 minutes a day together, it makes a bond that can't be broken, especially by the devil. He's not going to come in and break up. He'll try though, like he does with everything, but he won't. See, and again, I typed this up long ago, it's funny, but yes, I have a health coach. I am an emotional leader. I eat when things get beyond my control and get me down. I have learned what foods will make me eat more, and I've started eating them. Started eating them like crazy, and now it's time to just, okay, things are happening, this is what it is, it's time to get back on track now and get rid of I worked hard for those. I sat hard on that couch and cried for them. We have a healthy nighttime routine that includes plenty of sleep and forgiveness. Here's another thing you can write down. You should, and I do, practice a 12-hour fast every day. If you get up at 7 o'clock and have breakfast, at 7 o'clock at night you should stop. It takes your body 8 hours to digest food. And then the rest of the 4 hours, it rebuilds itself. So while you're sleeping, if you eat food before you go to bed, your body's digesting it. And you're going to be awake, and that's what inhibits your sleep process. So I usually say definitely not after 8 o'clock. I don't eat anything after 8 o'clock. I try to do 7. And don't you always say, honey, you want cheese? You want this? No. Drink water. But then your body digests all that food that's in there. Then it starts eating your fat away while you're sleeping. That's another thing I did with this, all this what went on the past year. I started eating, nibbling at night. We got popcorn out, and and it just blew everything out of the way. It sounds hard, but it's really, really easy once you do it. He's always been a midnight snacker. Now, growing up, we never did midnight snacks. Once a week, we had ice cream or something if we were lucky. So I'm not a midnight snacker, but he is. And then when I'm emotional about something, I find myself sitting there eating with him and eating all that bad stuff. It's really not hard to do the 12-hour fast. That's all something you can read. You get to take that home with you. Our next paper is, well, oh, by the way, there is something in there on the eggs. See that little thing here? You can pull this out and I'll tell you. You might need a magnifying glass because it's so tiny. But it tells you about the different kinds of eggs. They're certified organic. It tells you what happens, why, how they label it. You can say a hormone-free egg. It's a marketing gimmick. Eggs don't have hormone, there's nothing in it. So all eggs are hormone-free. So it's a gimmick. So you can read through that and you can see, almost all of them are allowed to cut the beaks. To me, I believe in the circle of life. I'm not a vegan. I believe animals were put here for us to eat. But if you eat a steak this big every night, you're going to regret it because it's going to weigh you down. But I think that they're here, and I think eggs are a part of that circle of life. So next we have, and I'm not going to read through this. You're going to keep this on your own. America's biggest killer. Do you know what it is? Anybody?
Is that heart disease?
Yes, and what causes that? Inflammation, silent inflammation in your body. Silent inflammation is the deadly killer. That is now the biggest cause of heart disease, of arthritis, of Hashimoto's, of everything. And these are 10 anti-inflammatory foods that you can keep on hand to keep your inflammation low. And I know this sounds like a lot, but if you do the program, you'll get it over the 8 weeks and you'll understand it more. Of course, olive oil, very good. Got herbs and spices, garlic and onions. Who here doesn't like garlic? If anybody raised their hand, I was gonna say, I'm sorry. I eat a raw clove of garlic every morning, do I not? Then pop it in. If you wanna read about that, oh my goodness, it's just crazy. It's an antibiotic, anti-cancer, it's just amazing. Then we're back to the dark chocolate, avocados, cruciferous vegetables. That's the arugula, bok choy, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. All those are packed with anti-inflammatories. And they detoxify the liver, and of course citrus fruits. That's why I start my day with lemon. And then on the back, we have grass-fed. All the corn-fed beef, and I will tell you, corn-fed beef, because I grew up on it, tastes better. It just has that. But it's just, another thing, they just do that. It made it, we heard about corn-fed beef. But it's a cheaper way to raise beef. It makes them fatter. Cows don't. What do cows eat? Does anybody know anything about cows? I grew up on a farm, so I do. They have 2 stomachs. They eat the grass, then it goes down, they chew your cud, then it comes back up and they rechew it. Corn just sits in their stomach, and that's why they give cows hormones and antibiotics, because that food sits in there and it creates a bacterial gut. So they have to constantly be giving them antibiotics and things. Cows aren't made to eat corn. So they put the corn in the silage, and that's already GMO'd, and it's just a vicious cycle. And the beef industry, if you remember years ago when Oprah got sued, the beef industry is a humongous conglomerate that just goes way beyond. We had a whole month learning about it in school. That's how long it took you. You got the Monsanto and the Cargill and all those things. It's just, they basically are just there to make money and not worry about what you're eating. So we won't get into all that crazy stuff, but eggs are the perfect food. I firmly believe that. If you get your organic free-range eggs and you like eggs, they're the perfect food. And of course, we all know about salmon and fish. I don't like fish. Don't like it. So I got to pick, I always say, pick something that you really don't like and don't feel bad if you don't eat it. I try to eat it a little bit, but not too much. I just don't love it. And then pick something you love that you can have, like chicken. I just buy the organic chicken all the time. And I'm probably going to start clucking soon because I eat way too much chicken. Now the fun part. Next page. Here we go. How to build a healthy meal. It's the fun part. First of all, I'm going to pick another name because we're going to start with this. This is a healthy plate. Okay? Greens. That's your salads, your beans, your whatever. Okay? Here we got your your grains, your quinoa. Anybody tried quinoa yet? It's good stuff, good stuff. Don't you love it, honey? He hates, I can't, he'll eat anything I make, but he will not eat quinoa, he just doesn't like it. You know, your whatever, I do teff, amaranth, there's all kinds of grains that I eat. And then your fish or protein, basically it's a protein. This is great. Anybody here still working? So you can put this lid on and you can open it up and microwave it. So we're gonna pick our next winner. I'm just gonna go in here and grab one. Somebody's gonna win my favorite plate. It will be Sharon. Sharon? And if you wanna, because you don't think you'd use it for anything, and give it to someone, please feel free. But if you look here, it's broken down a little more. Fruits, healthy fats, protein. This is another one of your papers that you can read into more. See, it tells you what fats, what carbohydrates. This is just a really, really information-packed piece of paper. So just kind of study it and see what you can do with it.
Question.
We go further into this more too. Yes?
I see you have butter down under healthy fats.
Butter is a healthy fat.
My daughter that's her thing. She
Yep.
will not eat anything but butter.
No margarine, no, can't believe it's not butter because it's not butter. Butter, and if you get it, it's not butter. I buy organic butter because I choose to do that, but butter, I mean, you still can't eat a whole stick of butter at a time either. But butter is one of the healthy fats that you can absolutely. Margarine, throw it out. They lied to your parents. They lied to your mother when they told them parquet was better than butter. And let me see if this one has the healthy fats. Well, there's ghee, it's clarified butter. Some people my mom used to cook with, what was that fat stuff, that lard. It's actually not a bad healthy fat. I mean, it depends where it came from, but it's not a bad healthy fat. I mean, look at all the stuff up here, sweet potatoes. We're gonna learn about sweet potatoes, say the best thing for you that you can eat. What's the first food you gave your baby? Probably sweet potatoes. Because it's easily digested, and it coats the baby's stomach and keeps it healthy, like made everything go smooth because it's so nice and smooth. Sweet potatoes, you should be eating them every day if you can, a little tiny bit. Next, we got the Dirty Dozen. Does everybody have the Dirty Dozen in there? This is a real simple, it looks like this. This is a little paper. It should be in there somewhere. And if not, I had Merce make me some
Yeah.
extra.
It's probably folded in half, it looks very small.
Yeah, and the bigger ones might not have it because they didn't have enough, so I'll take it out of here.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
I was at the other side, so it sure
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, oh, here's one here. Anybody here not have one? Okay, then that looks like that. Look through there, it might be in there somewhere. Anybody else? Okay. Not yet. This you can keep in your thing for when you shop. Does anybody else need one? Okay, I don't know what happened to them. You'll probably find them in there later. You can cut this one out, because Merce just made me some copies. So, you can cut yours out. I take mine shopping with me, I basically kind of know it now. But, what that is, the Dirty Dozen is what you should not eat. It's full of pesticides, full of things that are bad for you. Especially apples are the worst. Apples, because they're so, apples are good for you, just not, you should buy them organic. First of all, there's wax on the outside, which is, again, slows up your digestion. If you buy an organic apple, there's no way you should have wax on it, because they're lying. More than 40 different pesticides have been detected on apples because fungus and insects threaten apples. They just love it. I mean, apples are just so scrumptious, everything likes it. Not surprisingly, pesticide residue is also found in apple juice, applesauce, all apple products that you should be buying organic. Some recommend peeling apples to reduce exposure to pesticide residue, but be aware that you're peeling away many of the fruit's most beneficial nutrients. Of course, we all knew that. Can't find organic apples, safer alternatives are watermelon, bananas, and tangerines. Now, at Wegmans, you guys have a Wegmans here, right? So Wegmans, they have great organic.
Yeah, it's not real close. We have Giant.
Giant's nothing that's really coming up. My shop right up our way has a great organic department. So celery.
About a half an hour.
Celery's another one that you only want to buy organic. And so you can There's just, if anybody has a question on any certain favorite food that they love that's on there, you know, strawberries, because they're so bumpy, all the pesticides just stick in there even when you wash them. And now they're saying that even when you buy the organic strawberries, there has to be some kind of pesticides on them, but still it's a better choice than and blueberries is another one. Blueberries, you should only eat organic, and yes, you're gonna pay more, but it's gonna be better for your body in the long run. Either you're gonna pay health care down the road, or you're gonna pay for the better stuff now to keep you moving. Anybody have any questions on any of these? Onions, nothing eats an onion, so they don't have to spray it with anything. But you should wash them first, because anything that runs down the dirt, no animal goes out in your house and eats the onions, you know what I mean? Papayas, pineapples.
Some of our own tomatoes and cucumbers, they're not using pesticides.
Yeah, if you grow them in your garden without pesticides, perfect. Do you know what I mean? But and actually, I prefer local grown fruits and vegetables, and find out how they did it, because sometimes all these big, humongous organic farms are shipped from California. So by the time it gets here, you've lost half the vitamins anyway. I'd rather just go up to where I live, there's a Heckman's orchard, and they have the best tomatoes. But I mean, here's bananas. If you peel the peel off the banana, so you're not going to, you know, most things with a peel, like a kiwi, you peel that one. Now it says corn here on the Clean 15. That's because sweet corn is not GMO'd. Most sweet corn is not GMO'd. They're not talking about corn, you know, they're talking about sweet corn. Most sweet corn, if you go to your local farmer and you buy sweet corn, you're peeling the husks off. What the GMO is in the corn is they put something in there so that the worms eat the corn, and then their stomachs blow up. Now, supposedly they say by the time it gets to the cows or to your home or to in your high fructose corn syrup, that GMO process has broken down. That's why people have all these stomach issues now. A lot of people are proving that is true, because it doesn't go away. So that's diverticulitis, all those little things where little things go in your, you know, all the stuff that goes wrong with your stomach is because of the GMO stuff. So, you know, a lot of people don't believe it. You'll start talking GMOs and they'll laugh at you, but I'm telling you, when you stop eating them, you will notice that your stomach just feels better and it gets flatter, especially with the probiotics. So take this, fold it up, put it in your purse every time you go shopping. Now you know what you have to eat clean and what you can just buy dirty. Asparagus, you don't have to buy organic asparagus. That's another thing that most animals just don't want to eat. So all those handouts are yours.
So by dirty dozen, you mean, these are the ones that you really should buy the organic
Yes.
version of?
The dirty dozen is what you want to buy, the organic. And the other side, the clean 15, they're clean enough that you don't have to spend the extra money if you don't want to. I still buy them a lot of times, organic. I'm sorry, go ahead, Beth.
No, if you grow your own, you would always say that, then they're okay. You-
Yes, depending what you put in it. If you put
Yeah,
Roundup,
yeah.
I mean, when you put Roundup in your yard, it goes into your soil and it goes right into your garden too. Roundup is just the most awful thing in the world. Pets can eat it and get sick and die. I mean, it's just some crazy, crazy stuff. Then we have 5 ways drinking water changes your body. You could go over that too. Number 1, everybody loves to talk about bowel movements. Your bowels become more regulated. If you don't drink water, you're probably not pooping right. As simple as that. Now, they say that you're supposed to eat half your body weight in ounces. So if I weigh 150 pounds, it means I'm supposed to drink 75 ounces of water. I have a hard time doing that. I drink a lot of water, but I can't drink 75 ounces of water. But that is kind of the general rule. So if you're not drinking 75 ounces of water, then you know you're not over drinking water. But just try to do the most you can. Your kidneys don't have to work as hard to clean your blood. So there again, it's good for that way your kidneys can be doing what they're supposed to be doing. And this is where a lot of the diabetes and things are coming from, because all this stuff is just staying in there. And you'll be surprised the number of people who can lower their diabetes medicine simply by making proper choices. And we're not just talking about sugar, we're talking about the starches and the other things that raise the glycemic index. Your muscles feel less fatigued, that's the big difference. It just makes your muscles stronger, then you can get out there and you can walk. Bev, do you drink a lot of water? You are.
Generally.
You're going to now.
Lately, I haven't been doing it as well
And
as
maybe
I
that's
should,
why-
and that's why I'm probably not feeling as well as I
There you
could.
go.
But yeah,
That's
I
another
do
thing
love
to
water. I
Good.
do drink a lot of water.
So it's another good habit to start back on. You look even better because it clears up your skin, gives you healthy hair, does all that good stuff. And I will warn you about lemon water. When you do drink it, and you can drink it through a straw, but it is a little acidic for your teeth. I just actually had a tooth chip, and the dentist said about what you're drinking a lot of lemon water, so they want you to drink it through a straw. You don't have to, or just brush your teeth afterwards, after before you go. But every single day like that, it will eventually work on it a little bit. And you get hungry less frequently. And that is true about water. If you fill up on water, you're not going to fill. A lot of times you think you're hungry and you're thirsty. So it's, drink of water, and we do that when we're doing the Bible study too. I think it's bath. I forget what it is now, but are you hungry? Are you angry? There's a bunch of other reasons why you think you're hungry, but it's really probably not that you're hungry. In America, we don't know what it's like to be hungry. I've done some mission work in Haiti and Guatemala, and they were feeding us, and there was these little kids around, and they were just watching us. How do we eat in front of these poor kids who there was this, it was kind of like a greasy pork thing. I just kind of put it through the cracks of the thing. This little girl ate it. She was eating it for half an hour. She broke the bone down, sucked the marrow out of it. I mean, she just had this thing, and we know nothing about. Even poor kids in America who, if they're not eating right, it's because their parents, it's the fault of their parents. Either they're doing drugs or not taking proper care of them. Because in America, a starving child will be taken care of. Whether it's welfare, food stamps, anything like that. And there's just no reason for starvation in America. And you go to, especially in Haiti, and then there's just nothing there. The rich people are really rich, and then there's poor. There's hardly any middle class at all. And they like it, and not the poor people don't like it that way, but the rich people like it that way because that's how they control them. So in America, it's pretty easy to get foods somewhere. Here's your big one: controversial ingredients. These are all the things that slow your digestion down. We all know about MSG, right? You don't eat that anymore. When you go to Chinese, do you feel like crap the rest of the day? My husband is the Chinese buffet king. He's like, he goes after church. Can we go there? No. Then the rest of my Sunday is ruined when I go there. I try to eat a salad, but then I look at that, the fried rice, and go, it smells so good. First thing is artificial sweeteners. The sugar-free sodas are just as bad, if not worse, than the sugar sodas. How many teaspoons of sugar does the average American eat every day? Take a guess. How many?
Whoa, 90.
Not quite that much, but that would be a lot. 34 teaspoons of sugar is the average American's intake on sugar. Now, I and a lot of my health coaches and organic eaters don't eat any sugar. So that means somebody out there is eating a whole lot more. That's just the average. So there's a lot of people that don't eat sugar. So that means there's people out there. How many, let me see if I have this. Let me see if I wrote this down. Well, actually, here's another fact. We're talking about bad things, but how many bottles of soda do you think are sold in a day in America?
Yeah. At least.
How many? 50 million bottles of soda a day. Now, I think that might be worldwide. I don't think that's America. I didn't get that. So that's crazy. Do you know that welfare and EBT pays for soda? So not only are we paying for these kids and families to drink soda, and I was behind a woman who had cheese curls. There was nothing good in that cart. Then we continue to pay for their health care when they're unhealthy from drinking all the soda, from eating all the bad foods. And our tax dollars are still paying for them all this time. So what we need to do, and that's what the organic roots organizations are doing, is turning off the faucet, not mopping the floor. We don't mind that you have EBT and food stamps, but we would like to see you eat healthy foods, not be able to buy soda with your food stamp money. This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Water's free. Your child could eat 5 more lunches if you didn't buy 20 bottles of soda. Do you know what I mean? So that's some of the grassroots things that we're trying to reorganize and try to get through. We want to see every kid in America eat, but we want them to eat properly. In the schools, there should be good food for them to choose from, not the garbage that they get in the schools. That's changing slowly, but that's because of the grassroots organizations that are working at changing it, and I'm proud to be part of that group.
Philadelphia's got that soda tax,
And that's,
this tax on the,
Has it started or are they
well, they're
just
still, I think,
contemplating
they're
it?
still.
but what are they gonna do with the
contemplating.
tax money is my question. If they put it towards healthcare, that'd be great.
It's gonna go to
I thought it was
preschool.
Oh, well, there you go.
the school.
Because they tax cigarettes, but it doesn't go towards helping people, cancer, right? It just goes to the government, and they spend it on the roads or something, who knows? So the big thing you need to do, and does anybody here have kids? You have great kids, take back the family meal. Train your kids to cook. Take back the family meal, cook at home. It's not to say you can't go out to eat, even the restaurants are starting to get better foods and more salads and things like that, but when you cook at home, then here's your rule, 5 ingredients on a piece, on food. So here we go, you ready? Healthy or not healthy, it's a game, here we go. Healthy or not healthy? Healthy or not healthy? Absolutely one of the worst white things you can eat. This salt, not this salt. Yep, Himalayan sea salt. This is so processed and dyed and run through chemicals and everything else. There's nothing good in this. This will cause your high blood pressure because of everything that's done to it and how it just goes in your system. Himalayan sea salt or Celtic sea salt is much better. That is the first thing you get out of your pantry, that little blue box. You can see how old mine is. But I take it to my thing, so it's still in there. First thing you want to get rid of, you want to buy your Himalayan sea salt, or, McCormick has it too, so I brought this as a sample. This is just Mediterranean sea salt. It's really not as good as the Himalayan sea salt or the Celtic sea salt, but it's still a better choice than the blue. So if you have this in your house, save it for getting rid of the witches and put it in a circle around, but please don't eat it.
Does the Mediterranean sea salt or anything, does it have the iodine in it?
No, it doesn't, and that's the only thing. But
Yeah, that's what
you get that from your food, from your kale, from your spinach, from things like that. See, if you eat the greens, you're getting the iodine, but instead we were just salting everything, so that's why our bodies are so out of whack. There's actually real healthy ways you can do this. Here's a few, let's see, Cheerios. Oh, Cheerios are just so healthy and good, right? They're oats, they lower cholesterol, what do you think?
And they're gluten-free.
And they're gluten-free. And you know that gluten-free is the biggest joke in America, probably, because if they take the gluten out, they've usually added sugar. I personally don't have celiac, but I try to avoid gluten if I can. But it's the white gluten, it's not all gluten. Well, let's see what this has. So we got all kinds of fun stuff in here. And they have made this better, but they have pyroxidine hydrochloride, niacinamide, sodium absorbate, thiamine monotrate. There's just things in here that you really don't need. There are simple organic Cheerios. Not even organic. You can just look at the ingredients. 5 ingredients. If it's more than 5, don't buy it. That's my rule. So the good old, my favorite that I raised my children on, not knowing any better, mac and cheese. I had no idea. Enriched wheat flour, niacin. The top 4th thing is ferroleous sulfate. I don't have my magnifying glass, so I can't read it. Thiamine monotrate, riboflavin, folic acid, which some of that's just. So we got all kinds of stuff. Calcium carbonate, sodium tripolyphosphate. I don't even know why you would even want that in your food. Potassium chloride, potassium sulfate. So potassium, what's potassium do? Can't be good. I'm not even sure if I can remember what it is. And they put turmeric in here though. Turmeric is very good for you. Anybody familiar with turmeric? So we're gonna throw this out of your pantry? Gone. Bring that back. It's gone. Okay, how about good old tomato ketchup? It's so good for you. It's so good for you. Let's see. This one has tomato concentrate, high fructose corn syrup. The #1 thing you never, ever want your kids or you to eat. It is just, somebody decided that They could make sugar cheaper by squeezing it out of the corn, and by making corn more available and planting a whole lot of corn, and it just totally screwed up your stomach. High fructose corn syrup is just the worst. I do like Giant. This is a Giant brand, Nature's product. This is organic tomato concentrate, organic tomato paste, organic sugar. There is some sugar in it because it needs a little bit of sugar. Vinegar, salt, onion powder, and organic spice. This is really, once you eat this ketchup, we get like 3 at a time, because once you do this, you will never eat another ketchup. Even in a diner or a restaurant, you just go, oh, that stuff is so bad. This one, gone. This one, good.
Heinz says simply.
There is something in there that would be in the middle of these two.
Yeah, because I have that.
Yeah, and the thing about that, it's not the organic tomatoes.
Right.
So, and they do spray a lot of stuff on tomatoes. So, but still, it's in between. So every little step that you make is good. So that's not a bad one. Here we go. My husband ate these. He loved every bit of them.
Do you like that she's always ratting you out?
Do you know how hard it was to get this man healthy? It was not easy. And he still likes his I love cheese curls, but they're just so bad for you. Let's see this one. We got cornmeal, number 1, cornmeal. Vegetable oil, bad. Cottonseed oil, corn oil, palm oil, multidextrin, whey, monosodium glutamate, cheddar cheese, which I wonder if that's even real, cheese culture, salt, lemon, sunflower oil, non-fat milk, spices, paprika, sodium diacetate, I don't know what that does either. Artificial colors, we all know they're not good for you either. Natural flavor's down there at the bottom. Do you know what's natural flavor? Nobody knows, that's why they put it there. It's the way when it's that tiny towards the end, it's probably something really gross, but the FDA's allowed them to put it under natural flavor. So there it is. When you see natural flavor, don't believe it. Dextrose, butter, lactic acid, and just look at them. We know this was pretty simple, right? All right, so now we're gonna do some that aren't quite as simple. I'm gonna pick, mustard. Good or not good?
I thought it was
Better
pretty
than
good.
ketchup, but.
Better than mayonnaise.
Good or not good, Ed? Thumbs up for Golden's mustard, yep. Vinegar, mustard seed, salt, spices, and turmeric. Turmeric, which we also is one thing we'll learn about during the Bible study. We put this on everything. It's anti-inflammatory, anti-cancerous, anti-everything. You have to like the flavor. Some people I used to call it turmeric, but it's turmeric. I've been saying it wrong all this time. It's on everything. I get the Simply Organic brand. $4 for this and it lasts forever. Some people sprinkle this in their lemon water in the morning. Turmeric.
Yeah, I've heard about it in drinks, but I never quite.
It makes mustard yellow. So yes, Golden's, Heinz yellow mustard, not good. Golden's, yeah, good. You notice now, Heinz came out with yellow mustard, or they're trying to keep up with each other. I forget what the thing is, but they're trying to keep up. But yes, you can do the Golden's, but not that sweet yellow mustard. Uh-oh, what'd you do?
It's quite legal, but
What did you do?
I said I'm killing my family.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I fed my kids fish sticks and mac and cheese probably 3 times a week for lunch. And my son just, no wonder my son was juvenile diabetic. It just came when he was 10. I fed him junk.
Is that what's wrong with Russell?
Oh, honey, nobody knows what's wrong with them.
Every house should have this in it. Apple cider vinegar. I only buy the Bragg's. I put this in my salad dressings. Apple
What's that
cider
the brand
vinegar.
name?
Bragg's.
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 Oh,
Yep,
okay.
it's organic, non-gluten, of course. This is what I wash my produce in. You put a quarter, like a little bit, like a quarter of a cup in your water in a big, you don't like it? What are you making a face of?
Because I don't usually, sometimes I'm in a hurry, so I sort of show the produce the water and keep it. I figure the more germs I get in me, the more.
Well, the germs aren't bad. I don't mind the germs. See, I don't mind germs and dirt.
Immunity.
I don't mind germs and dirt, but it's not so with chemicals and pesticides. That's the bad part. So, and I do the same thing. I buy organic kale, and I think, really, do I have to wash it? know, because it's organic, what could possibly be on it? But when I have the time and when I do everything, I put big basin of water, quarter cup of this, wash it off, and then I just dry it in the salad spinner, put it in the fridge, and it lasts about a week. So I do all my apples and all my everything all at once. I don't often get a chance to do it either, but since I buy organic, I don't feel quite as bad. This is good in salad dressings. People drink this in their water. It's another good thing, another thing, just very, very good for your whole
So
system.
how much do you put of that? Because I've seen where they'll do the apple cider vinegar, lemon, and turmeric,
Mhm.
but I've never seen like how do you?
I have that recipe at home. I don't know offhand because I don't have it with me, but I can, I'll have your email address, I can email it to you. Yeah, because then that's another thing, a real good way to start that whole mix that everybody does. I just do lemon water because I'm just used to it. But. All right, how about Old Bay? They put that on those cheese curls. What do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down, give us an answer.
It's all spices.
I think it's
Salt.
spices on it. It's good.
Oh, it is good.
It's not so bad. We got celery salt, which is salt. But, you know, if you're not gonna pile it on like you pile, oh, it's too spicy. Red pepper, black pepper, and paprika. So yeah, there's salt in here. There's some celery salt in there. It'd be nice and, oh, we got something on mine, must have spilled in there. It'd be good if they put the sea salt in there instead, which eventually they'll probably do because their sales are plummeting. All right, so we have Back to Nature certified macaroni and cheese organic dinner. What do you think?
You can't cause them
I totally agree, because here's what it is. It's organic macaroni. It says organic macaroni product. So, first of all, what does that mean? It's produced. My mom used to make mac and cheese out of Velveeta. It was the best thing in the world. It's now, it's like, oh, I know, look at it, go, wow. But I grew up on that too. So this says organic cheddar sauce, organic skim milk, buttermilk, cheddar sauce, pasteurized salt, enzymes, non-animal, organic multidextrin, which I don't know how that's organic, but I guess maybe it is. Salt, organic cornstarch, organic milk, organic annatto, which is color. So, is it better than the Kraft? Yes, I mean, that gets nowhere, that doesn't even go in the house. This is better. If your kids love this, or your grandkids, or whoever love it, it's better. Another good way to do it is, if you know anybody who's a Wild Tree salesperson, I used to do Wild Tree parties, and I can still sell them, but I don't do the parties anymore. It's a kids' cheese blend. It's organic, and this is what it has. It just says cultured milk, which I guess that means it's dried up. Enzymes, whey. See, this too has multidextrin. Multidextrin helps things from caking. So it's still another thing. Is it better? It's better than Kraft macaroni and cheese. So, you know, you gotta pick your poisons here. That's what you gotta do. Oh wait, come on. Jumbo spaghetti and meatballs, Chef Boyardee, Ed's favorite. I had to hide this can because look at it, holding this. I used to be somewhat of a doomsday prepper, just because I thought, well, something happened. I had all this canned goods in my downstairs, and I'm like, oh, there's nothing down here. That sneak there. What happened? They even found them. Okay, this has. I'm going to pass this around because I'm not even going to read it. There's about 90 ingredients in that little can of Chef Boyardee. If I could throw it, I'd throw that one right out right now. That is just some nasty stuff. I mean, look at it. It's this long. You just really should never put all that stuff in here. Now we have delicious, flavored Italian breadcrumbs. What do you think? Italian breadcrumbs?
I like that, so you probably can't have it.
No, you can't. Here, I'm going to give you the ingredients. Look. Can you read them? Look at all that. There's a lot of stuff in there. Ed loves his breadcrumbs too, don't you, honey? He's a good cook. He cooks all the time. That's good. That's good.
Right down at the bottom and garlic.
Now, I bought gluten-free organic Italian breadcrumbs because I try to stay a little gluten-free. It has organic white rice flour, organic brown rice flour, evaporated cane juice, yeast, sea salt, organic cider vinegar, organic garlic, organic onion, organic parsley, and organic oregano.
Pretty bad, isn't it?
So, oh, look at that, it's awful, awful. I used to eat them, put them on everything. It's just crazy. Now, I did pay $5.29 for this bag, so it's gonna cost you more to eat well. But you can also make your own little breadcrumbs, you know. But this is just easier for me now. As you can see, I haven't opened it yet, and I haven't tried the experiment on my husband yet to see if he's gonna like this better than this. He hasn't tried that one yet. Here's the only sugar I buy. Coconut palm sugar or coconut sugar. I don't eat a lot of sugar, but when I do, it's not when I
Never
do.
heard of coconut sugar.
You can buy this at Wegmans, at Giant. The ingredients in this particular one is, organic coconut sugar. So it comes from coconuts, and it gives recipes with it. It's actually brown, it's on your nuts. It's the sugar that gets put on the nuts, it's a little brown sugar. White sugar is so processed and so bleached and so everything, that sugar doesn't look like that. When I was in Haiti, I saw kids sucking on sugar cane, and it's like a yellowish, it's not nearly that white. So this is another thing that you should be in your house. Now, I have to admit, this is my favorite too, not just Ed's. Barbecue sauce, open pit. We were eating this for years. We would go out of our way to find this at places. First ingredient, high fructose corn syrup. Right off the bat. Distilled water, tomato puree. You can get organic barbecue sauce. And in fact, I get some through Wild Tree. And again, you pay a little more for them because it's high fructose corn syrup is cheap. They can run cars on high fructose corn syrup. They can, but they don't want to do it because of the gasoline business would be out of business. So we got all kinds of stuff in here though, but high fructose corn syrup just right away, done with that one. Actually, there's not as much really awful bad things in here except soy protein and hydrolyzed corn protein. I don't know what that means either, but that's still in my bag because I know my husband's gonna want to make some. Worcestershire sauce, there is organic Worcestershire sauce. So if you see any, we cook a lot with it. There's a lot of sugar, a lot of things and stuff in Worcestershire sauce, but Ed loves to put in everything that he cooks. So we do the healthy one, we do the Wild Tree one. We try to do a little better. How about this little cute teddy bear with honey? Isn't he cute? How good is he? Any guess?
Pretty good.
It's cute, so it's probably bad. It says pure honey clover, but in it is sugar. Some of the honeys, especially in the bears, you have to look.
Oh, yeah.
Total high fructose corn syrup.
But my husband has beehives, and his honey's good honey.
There you go. And that's what. And do you know with allergies, if you eat local honey, it's
good for your allergies.
For your allergies. This is what I buy. I buy the Wild Creek. This is where we live. Pure natural raw honey. Raw honey does not move. You kind of have to warm it up, and that's why you remember the old honeys. They had that. They had those little wooden things. Yeah, that doesn't move. See that? That moves. That's. Although it can get that way, but this is always this way. So they put something in it to keep it moving. I have to get the spoon in there and just dig this out.
My 40-year-old son, he eats all the stuff you're describing. Not the bad stuff.
The good stuff.
The good stuff. All the local honey.
Good for him. How's his health?
His health is pretty good, except he loves beets.
Beets are really good for you.
Beets, not for him,
Oh,
because he has a tendency to kidney stones.
oh, yeah.
And beets are, so it's like, he's going, here I am, eating healthy, I'm doing all this stuff.
Yeah, they're bad for the kidney stones. There's a lot of things for people who would get kidney stones that it's bad for. All right, we're gonna go with fluffy, white and fluffy white egg noodles. There goes my husband. Yes, my favorite. All right, so we have durum wheat, dried egg yolk, niacin sulfate, thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin, and folic acid. Not so bad, I guess, but it has the wheat flour in which women who have gone through menopause, gluten kind of just sticks in your stomach. It just kind of does, it just kind of sits there, and that's why we get this little bit more of a rounder belly than we had in our young flat belly days. So, what I eat, and Ed, you gotta admit you like these, Ed likes these, doesn't like quinoa, but I like quinoa and brown rice, usually. It's gluten-free, and it has in it organic quinoa, organic brown rice, and water. So there are alternatives, and this is just as good, there are some bad ones out there. So you're gonna have to like go to the Giant or go to your local health food store, pick up a couple different kinds and taste them. We like these, so we buy them a lot.
What about the whole wheat pasta?
It still has wheat, and if you're avoiding gluten, which, if you really go on something strict, yeah, they want you to avoid gluten. The whole wheat is better than the white. Doesn't taste as good, and you have to cook it longer.
Yeah.
And you know, the longer that you cook your pasta, the more sugar content, the higher your glycemic level is. That's why Italians do the al dente, because it's still a little hard, but the more you cook it, the more sugar that you're gonna have. These are really, really healthy, because these have 35% less sugar than eating regular juices. So I give these to my grandkids, and I'm thinking, I am doing really, really well. This is good stuff. Okay, so the first ingredient is filtered water, and what's the second ingredient? Sugar. In some of these, this one got rid of the high fructose corn sugar, but this number 2 is still sugar. It's still sugar. So it's 35% less sugar, but still sugar. You know, and that's, you gotta try to stop that. And also, have you ever seen on Facebook that thing where the people find out what's in these things? If you ever open one up, sometimes there's just mold and gross stuff falling out the bottom of it. This one you can see through, so it makes it nicer. But some of them, it's just awful. You don't know what's in them, because I like to see my drink come out. I don't want it to be covered up.
How about those Triscuits?
All right, my favorite, I love Triscuits. That's why the box is open, because I took it from home. I thought I was getting healthy because I got Thin Crisps. It's got, it sound pretty good, brown rice and wheat crackers. So we have long grain brown rice, whole grain wheat, vegetable oil, soybean or canola oil. There we go to the hydrogenated oils, which raises the cholesterol, the bad stuff. So everything that tastes good, kind is bad. But there are good crackers out there, and I ate my good crackers. I should have saved the box. I do have these. I don't know if you like these, but I love them. I'm gonna make an avocado dip when we have lunch. These are brown rice organic rice cakes, lightly salted. You can dip these in anything, and they taste really, really good. They have a great flavor. The brown rice, no, they're gluten-free. I eat them for breakfast. I dip them in my avocado. It's a great way to get, I put my, so anyway, we'll finish this first, because I'm bouncing around, right, honey? You can give me that look. Okay, it's got multi-dextrin, dehydrated soy sauce, fermented soybeans, yeast extract, parsley flakes, that's not so bad. Disodium inosinate, and disodium guanylate, and I'm eating them thinking, oh, these can't be so bad. I didn't work because I was hungry. So, what was my next thing I was going to, I don't have it because I don't have it in my house, so that just kind of gives you the answer. Peanut butter, good or bad? Peanut butter is really good for you. Nutella, peanut butter, right? All that stuff's really good for you. Hydrogenated oil. So all you think we have is the organic raw almond butter. It's expensive. But it you know, when you do your peanut butter, it's high, again, it's hydrogenated, like the margarine and all the other stuff, it's all in.
You just had that for breakfast. Peanut butter jelly and white bread.
Is that what you had for breakfast? No wonder you feel like crap.
Oh, well, don't feel bad, I had an everything bagel.
Oh, that's what I had yesterday with my husband.
I was gonna have that for lunch if I were home.
They sell this at Giant and Wegmans, and I love it. I love it. I put it on my rice cakes or whatever. It makes a great snack. You can do that, put a banana on top of it, you have a great snack. Question?
What about the PB2?
What's PB2?
Okay, it's a unhydrated peanut butter, it's like.
I would have to look at it, that's something new. So it's not hydrogenated.
Yeah.
That would be better. That would be better. And there's also organic peanut butter. You have to look at
Yeah.
You have to look at that. That means there's organic peanuts.
We usually get our Skippy natural or whatever.
Yeah, maybe that's hydrogenated.
Yeah.
That's what you really, that's one of your big things that you really want to stay away from, the hydrogenated oils. That's like way up there on the top 3. That's the hard part for me too, because I like those kind of crackers. I'm a nibbler. I like to nibble. What is? Well, then you need to try some natural, organic almond butter.
You mentioned soy several times. Now, my family's favorite meal, and I fix it my house every couple of weeks, is chicken stir fry, and I put soy sauce on it. Is that?
It's high in sodium, and usually it's regular salt. Most American soy is GMO'd. It's the second highest GMO'd product right after corn. But they do have organic, low sodium soy sauce. And I think even Kiko Man or one of those guys makes it. We get it, you like it. Yeah, he'll actually put that in his cooking. So that it's, the regular soy sauce, it's the GMOs. When you stop eating the genetically modified foods and the pesticides, you're going to find that your body feels so much better. Because whenever I do go off now, like we did that one, I felt like crap, I couldn't feel it. So anyway, I have organic sesame oil. So that's another little thing that you can do with it. It puts a little bit of a sesame flavor into things. Yeah, you should look for the expel or pressed, unrefined. Anything that's refined or cured. I am the ham queen. Ham. Why do they have to cure it? I mean, they just put all these nitrates and all the stuff in there that just, again, slows you down. It just slows you down. And there's good bacon out there now. Now they have nitrate-free bacon. They have the turkey bacon. Bacon you can actually have, but it's what they do to the bacon when they cure it. Oscar Mayer, that'd be over there, right next to the mac and cheese. Oscar Mayer bacon is the worst. It tastes fantastic, but it is the worst thing. Fat-wise, where the animals it comes from, everything about it is just awful. So, this is another good thing to try, sesame oil. If you guys do the Bible study, this is one that I give you recipes every week. Sherry wine vinegar, makes a great salad dressing. Some of this, a little bit of I also buy organic maple syrup. We'll do them both at the same time. Okay, let's do Aunt Jemima. Do we want Aunt Jemima syrup? What do you think? Is it good or bad?
No, it's bad.
Okay, the first two ingredients on this. I don't see any maple syrup in here whatsoever. First two ingredients, corn syrup and high fructose corn syrup. I don't know what the difference is. But, so, yuck. There is no maple syrup in here whatsoever. And notice they don't say maple syrup anymore. Now they say butter-rich syrup. They're not allowed to say maple syrup on these anymore because there's not a drop of maple in them.
The natural flavorings of it.
Let's say. Okay, well, water's number 3 after the high fructose corn syrup and the corn syrup. Yes, and artificial flavor, salt, cellulose gum, sodium, what was this? Sodium hexamophosphate.
Ooh, that sounds
I just
bad.
can't wait to take that home and eat it. Then we have sodium escazophate and absorbic acid, which is preservative, and caramel color, because it's not even brown. Okay, this is, I buy the 100% organic raw, and I buy raw, pure or raw syrup. Again, this bottle might be $10, but you don't need to put a whole lot on because I'm watching and this does still raise your glycemic index. It's still sugar. It's a natural sugar, so it's not going to raise it as high as white sugar. I try not to start my day up so that I crash later. I try to keep my sugars like this all day long so that I have it. And honey joy, I work nights. I start work at 4 o'clock, and I bartend and waitress at nights and do this during the day. So I have to be able to keep moving. Because there's no too tired to waitress, there's no such thing. So that's why I try to keep my glycemic level index kind of the same. It's another thing you can have that's kind of a bit of a sweetener, but heavy organic molasses. You have to watch your molasses if you're a baker, because there's a lot of crappy molasses out there that's not really molasses. That's another thing. Anything else on here anybody wants me to pull up that you want to know about? This is a no-brainer. What do you think? There's about 95 cellulose. No brainer on this one. Really, really, really. If you see little blue and red dots, what's that?
I fixed it, it's really good.
They are really good. My grandkids love it. It is really good. I actually like them too, but that doesn't mean I'm going to eat them. First of all, it's the white flour. Let's see, the first ingredient. Bleached flour, so that means the flour is so bad right off the bat.
I'm surprised I made it before.
Okay, so number 3 on here is thiamine monotrate, it's 2 O's, so I don't even know what that is. So anyway, there's nothing on here anymore. Modified cornstarch, all kinds of crazy stuff. But it tastes really good, and kids like it, so the packaging,
They even make the icing.
yep. So they make this so that the kids go, Mommy, I want this cake for my birthday. You could go home and make your very own birthday cake so much more healthier than this. But it's easy, and that's what our moms were tricked into believing. Mac and cheese, you go home from work and you throw this meal together, hamburger helper, all that stuff. And that's what happened to America. We say, why are we unhealthy? It's because of, not because, our moms didn't know. They thought they were, they were kind of brainwashed actually. This is actually the first generation of kids coming up that will live less years than their parents. Like their lifespan is now going to be less than what your lifespan is. Your kids aren't going to be living as long as you because of all the stuff from the very beginning with the formula, with the baby formula, all the awful stuff they did with all the, I believe in vaccinations, but I don't believe that you should have them all at once before you're 2 years old. And all the extra stuff that they put in it, I babysat a little boy, I saw the autism come out right after his vaccination. So, I mean, how much stuff can you put in a 2-year-old's body? They tell you not to feed them honey, but to feed them, but they're sticking them with all these little things. It's kind of, we've gone overboard with the vaccinations because the pharmaceutical companies are making a lot of money by saying you have to have them. Again, we're talking lobbyists, government, being bought out, being sought after, and that's why all these things come about. Here's another good one, no sugar cookies. That's not too bad, but pretty bad. It's more than 5, we'll put that in. This is a good one, Wegmans Sunrise Blend Quinoa Flakes. You just get them, it tells you how to make them. It's almost like it's a morning breakfast thing. So I enjoy this. This is a healthy, high protein. You want protein in the morning. Protein, not sugar. Okay, so protein, start your day off, and then you're like this. If you start off with sugar, especially when you don't do it with protein, then you got the crash. So when you start your day with protein, have protein with every single meal, some kind of protein. However you want to do it. Rice-a-roni? What do you think? Gosh, I love rice-a-roni though. Isn't it just the best? It's so salty, it's so flavorful. This one's got ferric orthophosphate. I mean, it just has stuff in it. It does have turmeric in it. Way on the bottom. Okay. Now, again, if you know someone that does the wild tree, or if you just look for organic things, it's just so much better.
Wild tree.
Wild tree, anybody know a Tastefully Simple person?
Okay.
Yeah, this is an organic company.
Oh, that's for Tastefully Simple?
No, this is like them though, they do home parties. I used to do these back in the day.
Okay.
And I mean, I could still order things, but I mean, they have roasted grapes, they have the grapeseed oil, which is made from grape seeds, which also is not hydrogenized. So, I mean, they have that, they have all the organic spices, and I used to do all the parties, but I can't do that and do this and do that. I had to give something up, but I still buy the stuff from them because I trust their product. So it's an organic version of Tastefully Simple. You can go online and look up wildtree.com and you can see all their products. It's really, really good. When I first started doing this, I was looking for a product that I could bring and say, well, here, if you can't find this, I have it here, like the coconut oil. So, but now you can get just about anywhere. It's really taking a swing back. They're finally, like I said, turning off the faucet instead of mopping the floor.
What
So-
about stevia?
Yeah.
I mean, that's been touted as a all
my
natural.
fear is that that's gonna come back just like all the other natural ones, and say that it wasn't good for you. It is, if you buy the real stevia, Truvia has extra ingredients in it if you look at it. You have to buy the real stevia, the natural just stevia, it's very expensive. And I know people that do it and they're in the organic world and they love it. I just try not to do sugars, and it doesn't raise your glycemic index, so it is good for you. It does a wee little bit, but it doesn't. So if you do, my friend does organic coffee with stevia in it, and that way she keeps her glycemic level the same.
What about oat bran? My husband, he has healthy, one of the two of us.
Okay.
And he eats oat bran muffins that he makes himself, 3 a day, and it's the true oat bran, nothing
More
added.
power to him.
And he, but he puts applesauce, his own honey in it, and eggs, and there's a lot of cinnamon in it.
Cinnamon's
But
another
he eats
real
that to
good.
keep his cholesterol down, and it works, it
And it's
really
very good
works.
for you, you should sell them.
Hmm?
You should make them and sell them.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of work
Yeah.
keeping yourself in 3 muffins a day. Just for yourself.
There you
That's
go.
a lot
Now I
of
can
baking in
believe.
the course of a week. It doesn't hold up, so you can't bake like 2 batches,
Oh,
because
okay.
there's no preservatives at all in it.
And that's great though.
But we even use the oat bran in meatloaves instead
Yeah.
of cracker crumbs and
I use
and
the
in
organic
salmon
oatmeal.
cakes or something.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know if you,
Oat bran is very, it's great.
and it has worked on his cholesterol.
Yeah. And even eating the Cheerios is actually oat bran, and actually,
Yeah.
it will lower your cholesterol, but they
see, I
should
don't
put all
know
the other
if
stuff in
it's,
it.
would that be a GMO product, I mean oats?
Probably not, but you would check into where he gets his oats from. Where does he get his oats?
Well,
Yep.
sometimes he does get the Quaker brand, and in
Yeah.
fact, I thought that one box might be it behind your rice cakes. The little, it's red on the
Oh, oh,
top, but
No?
it's turned around, I don't know
Oh,
what
okay.
that
Oh,
is.
this one is a super moist cake.
Oh, no. No, but, and then he gets it from the Amish,
There is-
Dutch way.
There is, is anyone familiar with Bob's Red Mill? Like,
Yes, yes.
anything you get from him is lovely.
That's considered,
That's usually very
yeah, that's
good.
good stuff.
He actually goes to big lengths to keep his stuff really clean and really fresh, and that's all the stuff I buy. I buy teff, I have teff for breakfast, there's all kinds of grains, Araman, there's a whole bunch of them. That's all things that we go through, off the wall, week after week, because there's so much to remember. But grains are really good for you for breakfast.
Well, all 3 of my children eat, my grandchildren eat healthy stuff. They, they kind of, my children in New York, they only buy from farmers markets and all this stuff. But they like cottage cheese and they like hummus. Is that stuff any better for you then?
It is a little bit. Cottage cheese, again, is a form of dairy. I eat raw organic cheese because I love it, and I love cheese, so I try to keep it, even that I try not to eat too much of. The hummus that is very good. It's got it's got all the, the garbanzo beans and all that stuff, so that's actually very good.
Yeah,
But hummus,
because we got some.
We got some coming.
it's
We
actually
got lunch.
very good for you.
We've got lunch.
You have to lunch when you go to the, ladies, don't forget you're getting lunch too here. We're gonna be
And
finishing.
that's
here
10
soon.
minutes slow.
Oh, is it?
For some
Oh,
reason,
okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but.
Well, I want you to bring out, first of all, and if you look in your paperwork, the Food Babes roasted spiced nuts are there, if you liked them. You can make, they're so easy to make. It takes 5 minutes and you bake them in the oven for an hour and they're good.
I love them, I eat most of mine. They're
Yeah.
good.
They're very good.
Yeah, and very, very easy to make, very good to bring to parties and stuff when you wanna not eat something else. On the back of that, you'll see mustard salmon. Look how easy it is. Dijon mustard, extra virgin olive oil, fresh dill, and chopped basil. And you great way, I can eat salmon that way. Ed makes it for me. We put it on a little George Foreman grill. And you'll also see the food's high in antioxidants. We don't really have time to touch on everything, but antioxidants, another thing to keep your body going well, and keeping the cancer out, keeping all things. I will tell you, nutritional imbalance is the #1 reason for illness, joint pain, and weight gain. Nutritional imbalance. There's just nothing else. So if you decide that you want to be healthy, you have to decide to, again, take that fork in the road and follow a healthy meal. It's not easy, but it can be done. Believe me, if I can do it, if I can get Ed to do it, you can do it. On the back, this one thing that says Rick Warren in the front, that's for you guys to read, about weight, not failure and stuff. But on the back, it says, what's in your kitchen? Did you know your kitchen cupboards are chock full of good stuff that works as natural remedies for many common ailments? What we eat has a huge impact on our health, and it's never been more apparent than in today's world. So we have fresh ginger, garlic, mushrooms, green tea, walnuts, peppermint cinnamon, something as simple as cinnamon in your applesauce. Look, it helps control blood sugar and has antibacterial properties. Garlic, see garlic, you can just pop a clove of garlic in your mouth every day. So there's just some paperwork and things for you to read.
Thank you.
Here it is with, God bless you, whoever sneezed.
Thanks, that was me.
And then we have the many benefits of sweet potatoes. Take a look at that one. That's what I want you to do this week. I want you to drink more water and eat more sweet potatoes. And you can read up on that too and see how it is. And if you can eat them raw, even better. Do you see the 2 ingredient pancakes underneath? Quick breakfast.
What is it?
My granddaughter makes it. It's handwritten in my writing. 2 quick ingredient pancakes. It's at the bottom of the benefits of sweet potatoes. There's a lot of papers in there right now. So this is for you to go through when you go home so you can remember all this stuff. I'll give you mine if you don't have it. Is it over there? Is it this one? Oh, that's your health history.
It looks like this. For many benefits.
If you don't have it, we'll get you one. Oh, here it is on the back there. Oh, yours might be different. Oh, that's what's on your kitchen, okay?
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes.
I have 2 of those.
Well, I was putting all these things together and I'm only human unfortunately and I kind of
Here.
mix things up. There you go, take one out.
Do you have an extra? Oh, you do.
I took it out of this one.
Okay.
1 banana, mash it up, and 2 eggs. Beat it together. My granddaughter makes this when she comes up and she's 10. They love it. They beg to make them. Mash them up together, pour them on the skillet, and you have pancakes. And you barely need any syrup because the banana makes them sweet. There's no flour, no nothing in it. 1 banana, 2 eggs. Smash them up. Oh, and of course, you got a bunch of people, you put more. They are so quick and easy and so good and just so simple.
So they kind of like a pancake.
They're thinner. They're not going to be a thick, cakey pancake. They're thinner, but they like them. So they'll eat them. And it's fun because they can make them. The kids can make them themselves. And then there's more recipes back there. Now I'm going to make it an easy avocado dip so we can eat it with our lunch. And I'll show you how easy that is. And then there's some other ones on here. Turkey kale soup. The orange rosemary chicken is delicious. So what do we know about avocados? Does anybody know how to cut an avocado?
I have one sitting on my counter at home. I need to know how to use it.
I will show you exactly what to do with it. We're gonna pick a name.
I need to know how to do it.
Tracy. Who's Tracy? You're an avocado holder. Avocado, you cut your avocado in half and you can eat half a day and you will keep it fresh in your fridge. So you win that. Now, here's our avocado. I brought a knife somewhere if I can find where I put it. I got the fork and spoon that I stole out of your kitchen. Oh, here it is. Okay, you really wanna know what to do with this first? It's gonna be so easy, you're gonna laugh.
And now, I do need to know, because I have this recipe that it's a sandwich with the avocado.
All right, well, first of all, here, you just go like this. Now, you don't have to buy, now this one might be a little overripe because it was in my house. I go through avocados like crazy. Oh, it's perfect. Okay, so you cut it in half, so easy, go like this. Out comes the pear.
Oh.
So then you can get rid of that. Of course, it's real slimy, so don't cut your hand off. There you go, like that. We'll get it off later. So now you have your avocado. I brought this cup out just for this. Take your spoon, which I took from your kitchen. Look how easy it just comes out. Put it in here. Now, if you want to cut it, you're just going to take it out and cut it, but I make it a real quick dip. All right, so there's that. To me, avocado is one of the healthiest foods you could possibly eat in your system. It's high in so many really good things. It's right up there with the kale. It's easier. All right, so it's done. Now I'm going to stir it up with this spoon. Everybody here likes garlic, right? Now everybody has to taste this then. If you don't like it, it's okay, but it's good to taste when you see how easy it is. So you got to stir it up. I brought my own little minced garlic. Now you can chop it up or you can just buy it, already minced. So I'm just going to throw that minced garlic in there. Oops, I think it's going to be really garlicky. I think I put too much in there. Stir it up. So I take my sherry vinegar that I love, or you can use apple cider vinegar, whatever kind of vinegar you have at your house. I went went to Beetle Fest, you probably saw it on Facebook 2 weekends ago, and I made this in the hotel room, we had it every morning. Everybody loved it.
I can smell it, come on, that's
I can't
so
smell,
good.
I can't smell much today, but
And
I
you
can
know,
smell
garlic gets rid
garlic.
of colds, garlic gets rid of everything that ails you. Okay, so we got some sherry vinegar in there, of course I put turmeric in everything I have, I gotta find where I put my turmeric. It's here somewhere. Oh, another thing besides turmeric, cayenne pepper.
Isn't it next to the mustard?
Yeah, in the front, it's
Right in the front, next to
Yeah.
the mustard?
to your right.
Right, nope, I went right past it. So I'm gonna put that in, so some of you who haven't tasted turmeric, it's kind of like an Indian spice, but it's not too strong.
I can smell it way back here.
Yeah, it's smelling good.
Yeah.
Ed likes this dip too. All right, so put a little bit of that in. Now, I also always put, because it gives a little more flavor, I buy the fresh ground. When you mix turmeric and fresh ground black pepper, it's something about it works together to keep things going. So I put a little black pepper. And now you can follow their exact recipe, or you can do it this way. But there's so many different things you can do with avocado. Then I'm going to put in my Himalayan sea salt. I always buy things whole, because when you grind them, there's a whole lot more vitamins and stuff and things that they do that are still, that come out. I'm gonna put this over on our table, and we'll talk about questions. You can fill out the rest of your health forms. You get to eat, because they brought food. You guys get to eat. And she got Wegmans healthy things.
That's right, I got Wegman, a grilled chicken wrap and veggie wrap.
Awesome. All right, now we have some names to pick at. I have a wild treat, just like Mom's meatloaf, to give away. Pick out a name, please. This is an organic meatloaf mix that you can mix with regular oats. So if you got this, Bev, you can be green. Gives you the recipe right on the side of the box. Here you go. So you got that, and let's see what else we got here. So for the big picture, who's gonna get the well, is there anybody that doesn't want their name in for this one? Okay, so I'm gonna put all the names back. First, we're gonna give this away first.
Oh, great.
All right. This is a little salad dressing that you make your own dressing, your healthy dressing, not of the hydrogenized stuff. Put it in here, open it up, and you squeeze it on your salad when you go out to a restaurant or something. I just absolutely love it. You wanna pick a name out?
Tracy?
Did you win one already? Yep, okay, well, I might have thrown you back in there by mistake. Pick a next. I'd like everybody to get something.
Me?
You? All right. Do you like, would you be able to use that? Yes. Okay, we'll put these back in for the big drawing. Let's see. Who didn't win something? You didn't win anything. Nope, Ed didn't win anything.
I didn't win any.
First, did you? You got the gift, so you're good.
I'm good.
So now I'm gonna put you all in here for the picture. See, you got that. Did you learn anything today?
Yes.
Now, another thing that we didn't really go over, and while I'm getting this ready, I will go over with it. We touched on a little bit, is how healthy the Lord wants you to be, so that you can do what you're called to do. If you're sitting in front of the TV and bonbons, you're not doing what the Lord has asked you to do. And that is the reason I do these and don't charge anything, because I think that women who grow healthy together make a stronger church. So we're gonna make Mercy's church big and strong and healthy, and then if we come to your church and make you big and strong and healthy, we're going to do, it's just part of the ministry that I do here. So I always say to the church, if you wanna give a gift or something that helps bring the ministry forward, that's much appreciated, because there's a second book coming, and it's just gonna keep going and going. But as far as this is, that's why I want you ladies to be healthy, because I know when I became healthy and when I started to have clarity and focus, that's when things started to happen for me. Even though my husband lost his job and I took over, and he's the housewife now. And he doesn't get it, what, honey, how do you clean?
It's not Debbie clean.
It's not Debbie clean, but it's clean enough, I'll take it. So, and another thing I do that helps me along this path is I have my little cards of verses all over all over the place, don't I, hon? All over everywhere. When you're reading through your Bible, and you have to be in the Word every day, you just really do. And this 8-week Bible study does help you stay in the Word. It really does, because you just open up every day Every day there's a verse, a prayer, and it gets you going. So I have this is what I say every time I do a talk, because if you would have known me, I mean, was I a big talker in high school? I can't believe you were a pastor, because you were pretty quiet.
Well, we traveled to different social circles.
We did.
We went to high school, there were over 2,000 students in our high school,
Yeah.
and like 700 in our
The class
class.
alone.
So,
And there was different townships, like I'm from Forks, where were you from?
Palmer,
Palmer, see, so we were from different
right, and
townships.
I was in the
so-
band, I was in the music stuff, and
And
you weren't, so.
I lived on a farm, my mom wouldn't take us anywhere. You know what I mean? After school, you came home, you got on the bus, you came
Yeah.
home, so.
So we knew we knew of each other, but
Yeah,
we were in
just-
so many different
right,
activities.
and it's just funny that we caught up
That's
after
right.
all this time. But I just say this to myself, it's Exodus 4:12. Now I will help you speak and will teach you what to say. I have to remind myself that it's gonna be the Lord telling me what to say to you women to make you healthier. And I really, really feel that this is a mission that I'm called to do, because I just know it makes a big difference. I've seen it with the other churches I've worked with. First of all, it bonds you. You know, you do Bible studies. It bonds you. And it's a more lighter Bible study. It's not a real serious, you know, like, oh, you know, it gets into the word, but it's light.
Ours is intense.
Yeah,
We all love 2 Samuel 22:30. With my God, I can scale a wall. This is what I want you all to remember. Do you think this sounds hard? If God is behind you, how are you going to fail? And if you do fail, that's why I was thinking about you go to bed at night and you ask forgiveness and you say your prayers. I go, screwed up again, God. Oh, I'm so sorry. Tomorrow's a new day. And he goes, yep, it is, as long as you're trying your best. But with his help, I did this. I mean, I just never thought, and actually marrying Ed was really good for me. He is a second marriage for me. We've only been married 10 years. And he is my rock. I mean, it just, when the Lord puts a mate in front of you, when you pick your own and you're young and stupid, and it was a big mistake, it wasn't a very good idea. And of course, anybody here not know Philippians 4:13? I can do all things through him who gives Christ, who gives me strength. This is the stuff that you have to remember when you're making a choice in that road. God, I want to do this. I want to be healthy. I want to do what you call me to do. Yes, this is so much easier. And you know, but I gotta do this. Can you just please give me some strength? And he's not gonna say, yes, you've been good or bad, or he doesn't really care, but he wants you to try. And that's something I think is very important. And I love this one. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you. There should be no anxiety in here. And that's a point I just got to lately with my son and the stuff with my mom. And every day I'm like, how are we going to pay the bills? This is just crazy. And I was just a wreck. So all I would do is just be depressed and eat. And you get to the point, I have to remember, I have a sign on my wall now that says, good morning, this is God. I've got all your problems taken care of today, so sit back and get the job done, you know? And you know that as a pastor. I don't know, I could never be a pastor because everybody's problems become my problems. And I wouldn't even be able to sleep at night. It just wouldn't work for me. So I gotta give you all kinds of credit for that, Nurse. It's a wonderful calling. And I'm better at this, and I'm good at women. Because men, do you find the men in your congregation try to intimidate you or not?
not in this,
No.
not in
No.
this, no, not in church, both of them.
That's
No, we have
awesome.
good relationships.
Good, see?
Not at our church too, we have a
Yeah.
pastor.
Do you?
We're in the same conference, we're in the Pendle conference.
We're in Eastern Pennsylvania Conference,
Oh,
But-
you're the East.
but we have the same bishop.
Yeah, we have the same bishop. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
No, that's good. See, I just think that's a great, you know, anything you choose to do,
They
whether,
love
what's that?
They love her,
Good, and that's awesome.
yeah.
See, and that's, I don't know how people can do it, because that's such a hard job. And I, actually, the way I got to get in front of people was, our VBS had nobody to run it. And I said, okay, this was, about 25 years ago, so I said, okay, I'll run it. And somebody came up to me later and said, oh no, here we go, not Debbie. Because I just was so, but I was just becoming strong in the Lord, and I said, God, you know, I'm giving this to you, help me out. Do you know we had 225 kids in this VBS in a year, 17 years I was in it, it just kept growing and growing, and I loved it. But I got burnt out, awfully burnt out. And then this new woman came in and told me I was doing everything wrong, and she thinks she should do it this way, and I'm not computerized enough, and blah, 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 blah. And and Ed was with me that time, he goes, honey, just give it up. when it becomes a chore, and people are, you know, let her see how it is. So last year, and I taught VBS with her to help her out, because she needed somebody, and I don't wish this on anybody, but she's down to like 75 people. Because the personal relationship, me coming here to see you, makes a difference than if you just watch somebody on a computer. Now they have computer registration online, where before they would come into the church, and our church secretary would say, hey, how you doing? You know, and then they look at the preschool while they were there, and it just built everything up. That, to me, I'm not a texter, or I want to talk to you. You know, we've been texting you back and forth, but we're so busy. But that personal relationship with God is just as important as a personal relationship with people, and that's how I look at it. And if I can give you guys one moment of health for 2 weeks, and we need help, then my job is done. So, Merce, would you like to end this in prayer?
I would love to. Gracious God, thank you for the wisdom that Debbie shared with all of us this morning, to keep us healthy, make us better prepared to do your work, all the work that each one of us has been called to do. We ask for blessings on her and Ed and her entire family, that you would, we're so happy that they have safe travels here, and ask for safe travels back home. And Lord, thank you for this wonderful earth that you have given us, this creation of all these healthy things to eat. Thank you for all that keeps us strong. Now, as we prepare to eat today, thank you for the food that you have given us today, and keep us focused on being our best, not just for ourselves, but to do your work, so that we can share the good news of Jesus Christ in all that we do and with all that we meet. Thank you for Jesus. Thank you for being here with us today. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Merce. That was very nice. Now, I do have one other thing I did talk to you about quickly, and I kind of forgot about mentioning it. I have the Thrive, for any of you who are looking to do the vitamin thing.
Oh, yes, yes.
So I have samples here. Now, these are 4-day samples, and you will notice the difference right away in 4 days. You will. Now, I will tell you that it is a monthly thing. It's kind of like, I don't know how to quite explain it, but it's all non-GMO, plant-based vitamins, and then I wear this patch, as you see, Ed has his patch on, and it's a dermafusion patch, and it goes through your skin, and because your skin is your biggest organ, and that way it just goes a little slowly throughout the day. You don't have to wear it anywhere you show it if you don't want to. If anybody wants to talk more about that, of course you can. Anyone who wants to do the Bible study at any church, I don't charge for it, and I'll contact you every week when you're together with it, but I also do health coaching. So I do a health coaching, it's called the 8-week experience, where you have 8 weeks of the Thrive, and you have my personal coaching every week. We talk together, we try to figure out what went on, how it helped you, how it didn't help you. So if anybody wants to talk to me about any of that stuff, that's fine. And if anybody, I do ask that you please buy the book and look through it, because that's a way of me getting my second book. That's like I said, that way I can get my second book published too, for people who've already gone through the first one. And it's all up to you what you want to do from there. And if you want me to sign your books, I most certainly will do that.
What we're thinking about is for the summer to do this as a Bible study. Right now we have going on the disciple class, which really consumes, there's like 10 people, 12 people in that, consumes a lot of time. But we usually, in the summer things are a little lighter, and also it's a good time to buy all our local produce.
Right.
Yes.
Go to all the farm markets, so it would be a really good time. So I think what we'll do is try to put together something for the summer, talk to Debbie, we'll see what time would be good. We would meet in one place and then put her like on speaker,
Yes.
and she would be there with us for like half an hour?
Yes.
Answer questions, check up on us, make sure that we're doing well.
Go over the things I give you the handout that week.
Right, and then she'll give us stuff that we'll also have that supplements the book. So I think we'll try to do that over the summer. And thank you for the information. We'll make sure that you know when we do it. And of course,
And
you're all
I have
invited.
everybody's email, so I may be emailing you some things, or, you know, just, and please like me on Facebook, or you can even go to Debi Hartzell, Debi Hartzell, and friend me on Facebook too. If you have anything you want to talk about, I'm open for anything. Thank you. Now it's time to eat, ladies.
That's right.
Oh, wait, I forgot the big one, the big one. Who wants the water picture? All right, Ed, you get to pick the water picture. Da-da-da, drum roll, who is it?
Tracy.
Hey. Tracy, you got it? It is yours.